Getting tired, Althar? The main attraction's about to start.
$6.99 is not a small amount to pay for a mobile game, especially one with an in-app purchasing system unashamedly grafted to its foundations. So, is Infinity Blade 3 worth it? Infinity Blade is a fantasy sci-fi slasher. I say slasher because, well, Infinity Blade literally defined the genre. Its core mechanic lies in dealing damage to an unlimited number of large horrible monsters via swipe gestures, all while doing your best to find hidden treasures, upgrade items, and stay alive. You do this over and over as you level up your character and progress through the story. Leveling up enables the player to deal more damage, survive longer, and use magic more efficiently, and can be done in one of two ways: by mastering weapons, and by obtaining enough experience to take you to the next level. There's one caveat to that, however, and that is that the only way to earn experience is to kill monsters while holding non-mastered items. Once you've mastered an item, it has no more experience to offer the player. This mechanic cleverly pushes players to seek out and use new items in order to maximize their statistics. In turn, this will allow players to find and engage stronger monsters that would have been previously undefeatable. In addition to all of this, Infinity Blade 3 introduces light RPG elements. So as you're spending statistic points in the 4 available combat categories, you unlock new skills and abilities at specific intervals in each. For example, Siris has the ability to unlock faster attacks and more devastating combos, while Isa is able to unlock things like custom combos and complementary skills such as lockpicking. Each character is also able to unlock features that pertain to both Siris and Isa. Things like potion mixing and gem fusion speed increase, and additional slots to carry items. The game is broken up into stages, accessed through a hub world called the Hideout. From here, you're able to select stages, take part in online challenges, and access the potion and gem crafters and a travelling merchant who occasionally has discounted and oftentimes rare items. Stages still have multiple paths to take, but this time around feel much more linear than previous entries in the series, with players being forced to go to certain areas instead of being able to explore more freely. Having 2 playable characters with different styles of play does go some way to alleviating this. Each attempt at progressing through a stage is called an awakening. Each time a player starts a new awakening, a slight challenge modifier is added to the enemies in that particular stage. This helps level the monsters at a similar rate to the player character, improves the items and amount of gold earned, and can provide an almost endless amount of replayability. It's also very handy if Chair wish to add new content at a later date. The Discover, Kill, Upgrade, Repeat system is the very reason Infinity Blade is as addictive and popular as it is, and thanks to the persistent leveling system offers a very rewarding sense of progression, even when dying repeatedly. Fortunately, if a player dies to a regular monster, they can simply retry, without having to go back to the hub world to start over. If you reach a point in the game where you're simply unable to continue due to being underpowered, the game offers a reprieve, and allows players to go back and play a previous, easier awakening, while retaining all money and items earned. End stage bosses are a different story. If the player happens to die to one of these, you're kicked back to the hideout and it's on to the next awakening. This progression structure suits the game well, and it's easily justified due to the nature of the story, which is not all that dissimilar to the concept of the Assassin's Creed franchise. When you want to take a break from the main storyline, the player can take part in online challenges called Clash Mobs. Introduced in Infinity Blade 2, these events are hosted by Chair and changed often to mix up gameplay and extend the enjoyment for the player. The goal of each Clash Mob ranges, but usually revolves around taking down some form of gargantuan beast with many billions of hit points. Each player chips away at the monster's health, and if it's taken down within the target time frame, every player who participated earns a slice of the prize. Infinity Blade is well known for its incredibly high production value. IB3 is no exception. Utilizing the Unreal Engine, the Chair Epic Powerhouse has the resources and tools on hand to create an unbelievably polished experience. Graphically, there's nothing else on the App Store that even comes close. Everything is rendered in-game, including the interactive cutscenes. During these, the player is free to collect gold, items, ingredients, and keys scattered throughout the landscape simply by tapping on them. It's important to look around during the non-combat sections of the game too, as many of these goodies lay in wait, often just out of view. Everything about Infinity Blade 3 draws the player in, and subtly steers the players towards the in-app purchasing system. Need to open that locked chest? Want to purchase that rare, possibly never to be seen again suit of armor from the merchant at a whopping 25% off? Perhaps you want to speed up that potion production? Well, no problem. Simply open your wallet and pick up a stack of coins. The player isn't presented with too much of a need to pick these up during the early grind, as the gameplay itself is satisfying enough to keep players engaged. It will be interesting to see how quickly this changes as the rare, more powerful items start to show themselves. Infinity Blade 3 is available right now, and while it's not entirely without issue, it's simply one of the best games that I've ever played on a mobile device. Is it worth $6.99? You're damn right it is. Thanks for joining me for today's review. Hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest mobile games. This has been Alex for GameMob, that's www.gamemob.com.